So I just picked up Outer Worlds on the Nintendo Switch, and I didn't expect it to run this well on a handheld console, especially after hearing that it didn't run very well on the original Switch. So I picked it up, played it on the Switch and the Switch 2, and honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. So first off, let's talk about the big picture. This is a full-on RPG with branching dialogue, deep characters, guns, and exploration. And yeah, while the graphics do look muddy at times, especially in busier areas, the game feels totally playable. Textures aren't the sharpest, environments can be a little jagged, but once you actually start playing, it holds up better than you'd think. Now, is it perfect? No, but it's way better than I was expecting. Frame rates hold up most of the time, combat feels responsive, and outside of a few visual compromises, this game never felt unplayable. For a game of this size running on Switch 1 hardware, it's pretty impressive. Now, booting it up on the Switch 2, the biggest difference you're going to notice immediately is the load times. On the Switch 1, you're waiting. Not forever, but it's noticeable. But on Switch 2, the load times are practically non-existent. It just happens. And once you experience that, it's kind of hard to go back. Visually, the Switch 2 doesn't just magically turn this into a next-gen game, but everything feels a lot cleaner. Slightly sharper images, smoother performance, and overall just a better experience. It feels like how this version of the game was meant to be played. But honestly, the real reason I play Outer Worlds isn't for the graphics. It's for the story. This game is extremely well written, especially when it comes to the companions. Every companion has their own motivations, their own personality, and their own personal quests. And they don't just feel like extra bullet sponges, they feel like real people. Some of their storylines genuinely surprised me. This game actually reminds me a lot of Mass Effect, with the deep sci-fi world, the morally gray decisions, and the strong character writing. But when it comes to combat and moment-to-moment gameplay, it reminds me a lot more of Borderlands. First-person shooting, abilities on cooldown, and loot-focused combat, it's really a nice mix of the two. So yeah, The Outer Worlds is a great game to play in handheld. On Switch 1, totally playable, better than I expected. On Switch 2, faster load times, smoother experience, and way easier for me to recommend. If you haven't picked up Outer Worlds yet, I would highly recommend it.